Hi traders, TGIF. I want to do this Friday report, special report with what might be happening going into a long weekend, a lot of geo risk over the weekend, and take a look at how the week unfolded. So first of all, my first comment is both Euro and cable held up very well during risk off, which we had pretty good risk off in the S&Ps. They're trying to recover here now. But this 4,200 level, people have had a lot of time now, uh, maybe about 2 weeks to get long against it. They're probably trying it here. I think there are a ton of sell stops under 42, looking for that to be taken out. The action in currencies, despite the euro being up today, was pretty muted, but you have to respect that we didn't get a break in the euro during that sell-off in equities and risk. And there are Wall Street darlings that I've been talking about that really got hammered. So I may not know exactly what to do with the euro or the dollar, because the dollar, I could see it either way, that we're peaking here and we're going to have some type of ABC. This is looking more likely. Maybe that'll save the market, a weaker dollar, take some of that pressure off, which will tie into yields. But I want to show you a couple of stocks that I've been talking about here in TradeGATEHub on Real Vision, and I identified this up here as a potential right shoulder in NVDA. This week we pulled back almost to the neckline. Maybe we get a recovery, but this is a big break in a week from 480 to 420, 15% in a week, gaps, leaving gaps, and headed towards the neckline. The other one was Tesla, because I said it really wasn't participating in the strength of the S&Ps and NASDAQ. Bad earnings call. Here we are. I was talking about 210 on Monday. We're almost there. I think it could be a lot deeper than that. Sell rips. Looks like Tesla's going to have some problems for a while. This move measures pretty big. Talk about, call it 220 and 300. Yeah, 140. Back to the April lows, March, April lows, which was part of the whole scenario for a reset, which is what happened in gold before we rocketed. So I bought silver when gold was at 1810, and I've just been watching this rally with amazement. It's my view that we're peaking here in the gold, and that silver had one pullback from earlier in the week, and it's testing this, and maybe we'll have some more follow through. But I would not be chasing the stuff up here. I think there's at least a correction of this recent advance in gold and silver, although the advance has been much more impressive in gold. Um, and you could see that being expressed in the gold silver ratio, where we held, and if the gold continues to hold up better than silver, which I still think that there's a possibility, because of the confirmed low, that we might get one more low. A lot's going to have to do with the dollar. If we're going right to 108 from here, that's when I'm going to start looking at the long side of silver again. If we pull back in the dollar, I guess silver will try and make a run. But one thing that's true historically is that gold could rally with the dollar being in an uptrend, but silver needs a bear market in the dollar to flourish. So not bad with the dollar being stabled up on this recovery, um, but I'm not sold that this low is the low. I'm sure people are be buying breaks at 22, 22.20, but I'm not chasing this. When it comes to the yen, pretty muted in the yen as well. Now it hasn't done anything wrong, but its comparative performance to yields, which have, you know, continued and tried again to be on the march at 5%. And, look at this on the daily. Let's see the 4 hour. 4 hour, still a confirmed high, which means, any pullback should be bought. Wanted to show TLT. That's up a little bit, and the glaring divergence here. There will be a face ripping rally in TLT. And I think a lot of it would have to do with both the dollar turning down and I think risk off could be a catalyst for it. So just the week in review, S&Ps, I don't care what they're going to do today. As long as they stay under 4,300. And remember, I'm bringing my levels down at the beginning of the week was if we took out 420, 450, I was wrong. And all we did was get back to this level. I was identifying the 4,400 level as a sell zone. And let's see what the low is going to be once we take out that 4,200 level. Is it just going to be a stop hunt and just clear out the longs and then get a turn for a pop? Or is it going to be sharper and we trade down towards 4,100? My ideal level for this decline to stop is here at the 200 week moving average around 39 and a half. So that was the week that was. Um, Apple held up, but still doesn't look great. 165 is going to be real important. And we'll see what happens with the dollar next week. I would be careful getting too leveraged up over the weekend. You have to keep one eye on the geo because what's happening in the Middle East is bigger than any economic release you can have. It's bigger than what the Fed can do with rates. And the hope of the world was that it would not spread outside of Israel and Gaza. And there are missiles being fired at U.S. bases in Iraq. There are missiles being fired from Sudan that the U.S. Navy is taking out. They were headed towards Israel. And it's hard for me to be hopeful that there's going to be a resolution. We saw what just happened with that bombing, that tragedy at that hospital, and already Israel's getting defensive, and no one's going to believe that it wasn't them that are on the other side of this, I don't know, war that's been going on for millenniums. So tread lightly out there. Be patient. I think we'll be able to get along some silver and gold and some miners at better levels in the next several weeks. And let's see what they could do with the S&Ps. There's your weekly. That's not a nice looking candle. Same with NASDAQ. And we'll see if VIX is going to negate the breakout at 21. You can't argue with this weekly candle, even if we don't close with a breakout. Maybe that's what it's going to take is S&Ps recover today into the weekend, and then something happens over the weekend, and we just gap lower in the S&Ps to clean out the 4,200 level. But I think this 4,200 level is going to be like a magnet to clean out the stops. And I believe there was one other thing. Yes, oh yes, I wanted to show this in NASDAQ. Um, we're threatening a breakdown of a trend line. Look at this trend line. Goes all the way back to January of this whole advance. Here's another touch. Here's another touch. And my philosophy on trend lines is that their destiny, no matter how long they hold, their destiny is to be broken. So we'll see if we see another uptrend line fall either today or sometime next week in NASDAQ. I hope I'm adding value to what you're trying to accomplish as a trader. Remember the difference between pros and amateurs. Our pros know how to lose, so they have money left to be right with. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. See you in the room. Adios.